The bucket brigade was initially called out as the flames from a merciless fire which had already consumed a vacant building threatened nearby homes at Frankie Lane, Clery on Wednesday afternoon. While the home was saved, 2 unoccupied structures were consigned to the ash heap of history. The buildings were reported by community members as dens of iniquity for illicit use of narcotics.
They had 2 vacant houses and that's about it. And the roof of the one right there to the back caught on fire a little, and also they have another neighbor right there. We had to be throwing water on the neighbor's house. If it was not for the people in the community, that way worse than that.
We smelled smoke and then we came trying to save the young lady house over there. So everybody came together, take water to wet the lady house down so that it will not catch. But thanks to the community, everything was safe, especially the lady house over there.
What do you think about this whole issue of abandoned houses just there and well taken care of?
Man, I believe that all abandoned houses should just be broken down because the zombies and those people that like to smoke crack like to camp in that house. And I strongly believe somebody, a zombie, was the one who did that.
Firefighters were mopping up in the aftermath of the blaze, squelching dying embers of the conflagration when the glare of the TV cameras were trained on leading fire officer Stacy Joseph.
We responded to this call at about 1:48 p.m. That's when we got the call and immediately responded with an appliance from the fire service headquarters and with backup from Babono Fire Station.
While the first responders were showered by some with plaudits, not everyone was happy with the mode of operation of the fire department.
By the time we did, that was almost like 45 minutes on the scene. And the fire service, Clery, is almost in Castries. How the fire service takes so long to reach here? They could have reached here faster than that. Like really? That did not have to be all day. I mean, it's true sometimes I'm saying that about the fire service, but at the end of the day, they themselves operating on the limited resources. So I hope at least whoever is in charge have to give the fire department the necessary tools they need to execute their job.
Officials counted that response times are not historically based on the alertness of personnel, but the wherewithal of citizens to place prompt calls of distress with accurate information of the location.
Our response is due to the time the call comes in. When the call comes in, we respond immediately. The nature of fires and history in St. Lucia is that people realize or recognize that there's a fire. They try to extinguish the fires themselves, and then when it gets out of control, then they try to contact the fire department and blame us for late responses. If a fire is noticed, upon noticing a fire, you immediately call the fire department, then you initiate efforts to control the fire yourself while we make a response.
Local area schools in the vicinity of the fire were quickly evacuated. That includes the Vidbutai Secondary and Primary.
Both schools, both the primary and secondary school, they both have their school safety plans, and they just simply put the plan into action. Both schools have evacuated safely. All students and teachers, all personnel have been accounted for, and so the school has done what is required of them, and the plan really proved that it was effective.
No one was hurt in the fire, which has renewed calls for the authorities to formulate policy to address the many abandoned buildings within the city limits which pose a potential fire hazard.